Hi everyone, my name is Jimmy Yu. I am a high performance coach here at Complete Performance Coaching. I'm one of five coaches here who are here to help you guys find success, get better as an athlete. Today I'm going to focus on coaches. So today, how coaches can help their athletes become more confident, better on the field. A little more about me: when I'm not coaching, I'm also a travel team lacrosse coach. And for the last week, I'm just going to share my experiences. I was traveling with my team. We were in Utah last Wednesday. We played 5 games there in a travel recruitment tournament, and some of my players even played extra games in like a showcase. So some of them even played like what amounted to like 8 to 10 games for that day. We then traveled to Colorado on Saturday, and played a tournament on Saturday. Same thing, a recruitment showcase tournament. And again, kids are playing a minimum of 5 games, and if they played in showcase tournaments, extra like games and all-star games, they were playing up to 8 to 10 more games. So if you look at it in a 5-day span, kids are playing up to like 20 games, right? So that's a lot. And as a coach, as a traveling team coach, expectations are high. One, they're signed up, they want to be successful. They're here to win tournaments. They're here to get recruited by college coaches, look their best, play their best, and get better, right? So there's a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure to perform well. So as a coach, my advice is, as a coach, as a high performance coach, it's to be consistent and to develop what I call the pre, the during, and the post expectations. All right. I'm piggybacking off of Sarah, who talked about pre-performance routines in the past, and Rebecca, who talked about getting confidence, regaining confidence, losing, how to get it back during performance, right? So I think refer back to them as well. I think they have great information about it, and me, I'm just piggybacking off of them. All right. So confidence in situations, right? So that what I'm talking about here is like is that expectation. One is like that big outcome goal. These kids are here to perform well. They want to do well in front of college coaches. They want to get recruited. They want to win, right? So we go into every practice, go into the season, be it summer or whatever, with that expectation. Hey, you guys are here to play well. You want to be successful, but that's not going to get us to that point. One, that's our outcome goal. We want to stick with it. We want that as our like overlying outlier goal that we have. But as we approach each day, talk about process goals, right? What we do in the moment, what we need to do to get to that outcome. And so with each practice, which is my pre-thought. So again, pre-thought, during, which is in competition, and the post, the follow-up after what happens, right? So the pre, getting back to practices, we have that big outcome expectation, and then the thoughts that coaches and I put in that we instill is that, to do that, we need to focus on the little things. So if we're going to get better, we're going to be able to showcase and do well in these tournaments. We practice hard, right? We practice together. So our main kind of motivation is we're a family. Whenever we approach tournaments, we approach practice, we're a family that's developing to play hard. We want to play hard. We want to share the ball. We want to play together, and we want to play with intensity. We want to be and show maximum effort. So success to us and fun is defined by playing as teammates, cheering each other on, playing hard, and not worrying about the outcome. All right. So that goes into my during. When we get into that during moment, it's about, again, playing for us. We don't worry about the recruiters. We don't worry about the other team, the other coaches. And the thing that I'm going to share about this is that on Saturday when we were in Colorado, my kids are warming up for our first game. They look at the other team, and I just hear all these whispers, like, it's like, what's going on, guys? And they're like, well, that team has 5 Under Armour All-Americans. They're studs. Look at their helmets. They're going to kill us. We're in big trouble here, right? So again, we're looking at them, and I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you've been through this. And like, yeah, but they're good. They look good. They're big, right? So they're intimidated. I had some players like, Coach, I don't know if I can start, if I can play. I'm a little injured. So they've got these anxieties, right? And again, like, that's the moment where we don't talk about those outcome expectations. It's not, hey, we need to go out there and win. Just forget it. Just go play hard. It's, hey, the reason why we're here is to play in this moment. You guys are lacrosse players. We're athletes. And in this during moment, this prep for the game is you're here to play hard. You're here to give maximum effort. We're here to play as a family. We're here to have fun, right? So we went and played. They started the game as expected. They were tentative. They were a little bit scared, but they trusted that process. They trusted that belief, and they played hard. And there was a moment in that game where it all clicked, and they you could see them. They went from like kind of tentative and scared to playing confident. They were out there playing hard, and at the end they were like, "Man, that was a great game. Like I don't know why we were scared. We're actually just as good as them." Right? So that belief that we put in, they validate it. They hadn't played this team before, so they were a little tentative, and they found it. They found their moment. Just so happens the next day we were in our semifinal game, played the same team. This time, again, same thing. We're about to get into this moment, think about the process, think about why we're here, what our motivation is. And they went in excited. They're like, we're going to go play them hard. We're going to see what happens, right? We ended up losing again, and maybe even a little worse. But when they came off the field, my teammates, my team, they were like, look, we played our butts off. They compromised on our mistakes. They're a really good team. We're pretty darn good. And, we're going to come back, go to practice, work hard, and we're going to get ready for that next tournament. And we're going to take this as our experience. And to hear that from players, that says a lot about what we accomplished, what about our goals, about what we want to do. All right. So the other side of it, I talked about coaches, that and the during expectations, that bleeds into parents as well. So the pre-expectation on these big travel tournaments is nutrition, sleep, again, feeding the kids, getting them rested, making sure they get there on time, so their pre is getting the kids together. Their post is, again, holding them together, getting them rest, all those things. And the during for parents, and something that we always harp on as coaches, is that they're there to cheer. They're there to be positive, not only to their players, but they're there to be there for the experience. They should be there just to watch, to cheer on the great moments, is what I expect. Is they go out there, if the other team does something incredible, cheer it, because we're here just as people that love sports, and that love lacrosse, love watching their kids, but just love embracing the whole environment of sports and being there. All right. So the post, as a coach, again, is following it up. My goal is to make kids leaders, empower them to be leaders by highlighting things they do well, highlighting what their teammates do well, and even highlighting what the other team did well. So something they can learn. And again, to do that, I also say, how do you go out there as athletes to make the other team better? Did you give your best to get their best out of them? All right, so the post is, I did mostly, I'm going to do this more next time. Or they really brought this out of me, and it blew my mind today that I was able to work that hard. So that's the post for coaches. Again, it's all about consistency. It's all about how you approach it as coaches, stay level-headed, and think about, again, that bigger outcome goal, the process of getting there, the motivation. Again, my team's motivation was, and it still is that we're a family. We play hard together, and the expectation on the field is to play hard. Doesn't matter who the competitors are. Doesn't matter that there's college coaches. Doesn't matter that, they may think someone's better. It's just about this one thing, why we play together as a team. All right, so coaches out there, remember that. Develop your own kind of values with it. Stay consistent with it. Don't waver. Even in those moments where you feel like, I have to win, this team has to win, we've got to do whatever it takes. Get back to your values. Hold on to them. Just looking at my notes here, sorry. Last thing is, again, just those coaching points, outcome goals. Create them to process in that pre-development, which is like practice, before games, before the season. What the process is to get there. Motivation. What is it that makes your team special? What values you bring to the team? What can you teach them to really embrace? Again, it's not the winning piece. It's like my team, it's family. We're a family. We're here to work hard, and that's what defines fun for us. And last thing, in the moment, focusing on the moment, and I call it munchable chunks. You'll hear it a lot from me, or what's important now, how to develop those process goals that keep the kids, that keep your athletes focused on the moment. focus on those little tasks that they need to do, which then allows them to develop and understand their role in the team as a player, the role of and expectations of the team in general, and approaching tournaments as something that they can perform at, make mistakes at, improve at, versus feel like I have to win, I have to impress, I have to be a hero, I have to do this all on my own, and this is really hard, right? So for team sports, it's confidence in numbers, support in numbers, and believing in each other, right? Whether you're a bench player, whether they're starters, whatever the case may be, consistent with everybody owning their role, owning their values. All right. Normally I'm on every first Thursday or second Thursday of the month. This week's a little different. I posted a lot earlier. Normally I'm on at 4. So again, tune in next time. If you have any questions with what I've posted, please post it. I'm happy to answer those questions, add more depth to it the next time. I'm off to my next tournament tomorrow. I look forward to kind of hearing from you guys, to learning more, even sharing more insights from my team. All right, take care. Bye.